The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good Tuesday morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. About 24 minutes to go until the start of trading, and you got markets almost at the tick high, green across the board. We were lower pre-market, and look at that acceleration. Since about 4:30 a.m., we're up by 25 points. We were negative by 12. We're now positive by 12 points. Just ticked to all-time highs on the futures. We hit 6,800 yesterday. Right now, we're up by 12 points, or 0.2% at 6801. Record. NASDAQ 100, similar acceleration. Look at that run up. We just traded up 140 points from where we were this morning. We're up 85 points, or 0.3%. That's an all-time high in the NASDAQ 100. Dow, up by about 90 points, or 0.2%, not quite at the highs we reached on Friday. And the Russell right now, up by about 0.25%, or 6 points, 2507. Bitcoin backs off from all-time highs, but we're sitting at a very healthy 125,765. Ethereum ticking higher, 47.95. Now Ethereum, 48.80 is the high out there from August. On Ethereum, we're at 47.77. And you got to back it up all the way to 2021 at 49.02. We've been bumping up against that area, right, for a couple months now. Ethereum up by $15. We're going to get to gold because gold hit 4,000 for the first time overnight. We jump to yields first. A little bit of higher price, lower yield in the last few minutes, but I say that cautiously as in we got a 10-year at 4.15. 4.15. There's your 15-minute, but on a daily basis, lower price, higher yield on the heels of there was Fed Day, February 17th. You got all the way up to 113.01. We're at 112.14, so 4.15% on the 10-year. We hit up the dollar this morning, 98.43. And we've had some dollar strength, right? Look at this acceleration from where we were on Friday, up almost a full dollar, right? A full point, up more than a full point from where we were last Wednesday. That's a stronger dollar. Usually that's going to hurt the price of gold, but not this morning, folks. $4,006. How about that, baby? Gold up by $31, all-time highs. Jump over to silver right now. 48.30 on silver, not quite above the highs we had overnight. And silver, for a longer-term perspective, you got $50 out here in the 80s, and you have a high out here from 2011 at 49.82. So far, we've hit a high of 48.61. We're at 48.30 right now. Silver, pretty remarkable 14 years later, right? Here we are, silver challenging the highs. There's your weekly silver coming up to the 1 to 1.618 expansion. Big numbers, man. Across the board. We jump over to the VIX this morning as this market. Let's put it back to a daily. VIX right now, 1621. The one thing to consider, now we got a government shutdown going on. We're not even talking about that anymore, right? Why would we? What's going on? What's to talk about? We'll see where we go. But you look at this chart about where we are right now, okay? Look how many times, even in the last 3.5 months, right? We've seen a lower VIX on many occasions, okay? The VIX is basically at the long-term average right now. But it's something to keep in mind because as this market just keeps going higher, okay, the VIX is a little bit more elevated than many times where we saw it at a 14, we saw it at a 15. We're at a 16.21 right now. And there's a little bit of an elevated VIX. I mean, Tim Ward talks about that SPY-VIX ratio. And, yeah, we backed off a bit, but we had a VIX at 17 yesterday. 17. Look at that. Now, we're backing off as this market proceeds higher. But every time we get a little sell-off, and I mean the littlest of sell-offs, right? 17 yesterday? Let's back up the S&Ps. Come on, charts. Keep up, baby. Here we go. I mean, folks, here's when we got a 17 VIX. You had the S&Ps down 20 to 25 points intraday. As in, that is no action. We're trading at 67.75 yesterday, 67.70 near the lows. And you have a VIX above 17. This is a little fear coming into the top of this market with the VIX slightly elevated. But the market not pausing yet. 6,800 on the dot right now. All right, and so we bring it over, and yeah, let's kick it off with gold. The first time we hit 5,000. Excuse me, 4,000. 5,000 is a nice round number, right? I'm not even giving you more than that. Come on. All right. Now, an interesting article from Bloomberg this morning, okay? Carlyle Group. The investment manager whose portfolio of companies employs more than 700,000 people globally. Quite a number, right? Releasing their own estimates of the U.S. economic data due to the shutdown. Their estimate, 17,000 jobs created in September. The number they were looking for last Friday would have been 54,000. We don't know what it came in at. We're going to get a deluge of data once the government gets back into action, whenever they do. But Carlyle would have put that number barely in the teens. 17,000 is what they were thinking they would estimate. Yeah, I was looking for the GDP at 2.7. 2.7% annualized GDP in September is the number they were looking for. Inflation. Energy, down 3.8%. Services, less shelter, 3.3% rise. Durables, up 2.3%. Private real construction spending, down 2.5%. But the jobs front, 700,000 employees. And they're seeing some weakness from Carlyle. Everyone's talking gold, including Mr. Griffin. This getting a lot of headlines yesterday. We're seeing substantial asset inflation away from the dollar as people are looking for ways to effectively de-dollarize or de-risk their portfolios vis-a-vis U.S. sovereign risk. Everyone's talking about gold. What else are we going to jump to next? We got many things we can talk about. Yeah, let's stay on the AI, because we got AI with IBM, we got AI with Goldman. So IBM and Anthropic. It's every single day, right? These companies. So Anthropic raised money at $183 billion valuation. IBM will make the startup's cloud family of large language models accessible for its clients. And they're going to bring those artificial intelligence technologies into their software solutions. We'll jump over. You have IBM trading higher this morning on that news. More AI news driving this market. We'll check in on AMD. AMD, after their powerhouse trade yesterday. We'll come right back, folks. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger Zen, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger Zen, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the Morning Market Kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back, folks. You take a look at IBM shares. Careful chasing these accelerations, folks, on some of this news. IBM up to 314.77 in the pre-market. We're back to about 297 right now. That's up by $7 from where we were yesterday on the deal that they're going to be incorporating Anthropic and some of their capabilities into their suite of software. Look at the run IBM is on, man. You know, these channel lines are so powerful. Hindsight 2020. Look at how you each time the test was so perfect on this, okay? It's a great example, folks. If you're trying to learn channels, all right, pull up the channel IBM, put it on a longer-term channel. Downward channel, right, begins in 2012. You're in trouble. You break above it, you break above it, you break back, right? There's the perfect test, man. And there's the acceleration on volume right there, March of 2023. Okay? One of the things that I've really benefited from in my experience, folks, is not needing to buy something at the low and sell at the high. This is a great example, right? IBM at 123, and I did not buy this, but these types of trades I'm much more open to than an early on. You know, you'd say, IBM, you know, I missed the low, right? We hit that low on COVID of 86. Geez, we were back there at 115 already. And you think, we're in this uptrend. No, it's never too late on when you catch a trend. You'd rather be in the trend, right? And you can't be in the trend if you're kind of trying to catch the low. So what happens? You break above the channel, you trade lower, and then you bounce again to break out. And boy, it's been quite a run. A little bit parabolic, and we're going to open again, pushing the highs. We get the highs out here from earlier this year on IBM at 296. And yeah, we're looking to open right at 296 right now. There's your weekly seesaw. You know, something to keep in mind, folks, even in great companies, right? this market is on fire, okay? But every market calms itself. Look at how many times even IBM, right? We've had 2 dramatic runs in IBM. You look at where this company was in 1993 at $10. You run up to $130 on the dot-com bubble, right? All right, how long does it take? 10 years to get back to that price, and then you have a heck of a run from 2008, trading at $65 up to the high of 204 at 2013. How long does it take to get back there? 10 years, 11, right? And then we make this heck of a run from about $100 to 300 right now. Something to keep in mind as these equities plow forward. There was a lot of forward growth that's being factored in to some of these multiples, and rightfully so. Okay, AI is going to change the world. IBM, probably a great partnership. It's not going to materialize overnight. And the productivities that they are going to gain, though, yeah, you better believe it. The first new AI integrated development environment, which is a tool. So let me start over. IBM's new AI first integrated development environment. They got to work on the marketing of that. AI first integrated development environment, which is a tool for helping programmers code, will incorporate Claude, which is AI's coding agent, and is available to more than 6,000 early adopters. AI models from Anthropic will eventually be used in other IBM offerings. Now, the last part that they talk about here, okay, you can't even begin to understand, and you can, but AI is going to infiltrate everything, right? But one of the areas that I've played with that's remarkable, I encourage you to play with it, folks, okay? One of the most promising cases for AI is so-called vibe coding. Now, vibe coding gets a bad rap because real coders, okay, rightfully so, look at vibe coding and probably see the slop that is involved occasionally in there, right? If you're using AI, folks, I use AI right now for a lot of real estate plans, okay? We're doing zoning. I'm asking it zoning. I'm telling me to, take the setbacks of a CR2 zone lot in St. Petersburg, Florida, okay? Tell me the setbacks on the side, the front, the side yard, the required ADU square footage, right? And create me a site plan, and you should see how often it fails magnificently, okay? There's still certain areas, and this is using ChatGPT is what I use mostly, still certain areas that are fundamentally easy things to grasp, like the dimensions of a lot, the dimensions of a triple lot. It'll transpose those dimensions. It'll lose where the street side is. So when they're coding, there's stuff going on there occasionally that vibe coding, all right, for real coders out there, yeah, they're giving it a lot of grief, okay? Because it can have slop in there. But guess what, folks? It is a remarkable tool. You can talk to a computer like a human being, and it can spit out an entire website coding for you. Period. End of sentence. Done. One of the most promising cases for AI is vibe coding, which uses AI-powered tools to make software development more efficient and allows laymen to try their hand at programming. It works, folks. Okay? It works. You can test it. All of that stuff. So, yeah, I encourage you to try it because you'd be surprised how easily it can give you the exact output you need, whether it's building out databases, crons. It's a powerful tool that is going to change the way all of us, okay? You can create, folks. You can start a website, right? You can get a website, go buy a URL, okay? And you can create very nice websites that are very functional, that have a lot of expertise, okay? And it'll tell you, and you can literally say to ChatGPT, talk to me as if I understand nothing about coding. I need a step-by-step process. Start me at the beginning. How do I start the website? How do I register it? How do I code it to be all this stuff. So lay into all of that. But yeah, it's coming. IBM getting on the pack, and Anthropic. And I haven't played with Claude at all. And I plan on it because, hey, with TFNN, other businesses, right? Tiger Real Estate, Tiger Construction, okay? Any business you're running, folks, get into this. You do not need coders anymore. You can do it all yourself with an AI assistant. And larger companies are going to be doing that as well. And you're still going to need coders, okay? But they're going to be maximally efficient. The number of coders you're going to need are going to be dramatically decreased, and you're going to have the managers encompassing all of it. We jump to AI stocks. So NVIDIA slightly in the green today. And AMD. So you're $10 higher in the pre-market right now from 203 to 212. Big deal with them yesterday with OpenAI. And OpenAI getting a potential 10% stake in AMD. Jump over to Intel shares, 36.74 this morning. And gold holding steady at 4,004. Yeah, and the difficult part, and our man Duffy's saying, that a lot of kids, rightfully so, that coding, right, would be a secure job. And yeah, it's not a secure job right now. But what is remarkable, folks, is that you still got to know the nuts and bolts of it. AI is not doing everything yet. And if you are in the know, right, what you can do, I wish I understand coding a little bit better because I need some help and I really don't know the specifics when you're dealing with all AI. But for those that really understand it, what you can accomplish with those tools is remarkable. We're coming back for the open, folks. We'll finish it up.
Sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have the S&Ps right now up by 5 points, kicking things off. We've had a little bit of volatility pre-market. Backing it up. We're on the XAU. Let's back it up to the S&Ps. I wake up early this morning. Market's in the red. I said, that's all right. We're going to give back some of the gains, eventually get a red day as we're pushing 6,800. No, jump into the show. And we got that acceleration to 6,802. That's an all-time high print on the S&Ps. We're positive by 5 points on the open. NASDAQ 100, positive by 0.2% right now. Up 40.6 points, and the Dow up by a similar almost 0.2%, up 67 points. Russell barely in the green. Bitcoin 125,720. Crude, we're trading at 61.40 right now. Look at that volatility on crude. Down to 60.75 this morning. And we check in on IBM. Digesting that news. IBM shares up 2.2%. AMD higher in the pre-market. Look at that. Up by another 7.2%. Let's jump around to the AI equities. NVIDIA shares up by 0.6% right now. Microsoft slightly in the red this morning. Intel gains a percentage point. OCI, Oracle, down by about 0.1% this morning. We check in on his son's venture with Paramount. Trading flat at 19.10. Let's jump around to the streamers. Netflix. What do we got going on there? Up by 2.2%, up $25. Jump over to Disney, up by 0.5%. Comcast shares down by 0.2% right now. And yeah, we had another heck of a football game last night with the Chiefs and the Jaguars. 99-yard touchdown, interceptions, last-minute field goals, last-minute touchdowns, I should say, by the Jags. Some good football this weekend to go with a good market and a good gold market. All right, let's take a look at gold. So, Duffy with the question we're all wondering, right? How long can this run last, baby? How long can this run last? Well, the market can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent, folks, okay? Look at the volume, though. That's what I'm going to... There's a couple things here, okay? There's a new issue going to be out of the gold report shortly after this program this week, folks, okay, for you Gold Report subscribers. And here's the thing. Okay, very difficult to enter positions right now in this market where we are. Very difficult. There's been no pullback whatsoever, and you're trading higher dramatic volume, okay? You just traded from a price point at the beginning of the year of gold of 2,600. You back this up to just where we were in about February last year when you break out that consolidation, about 2,000. So we've doubled in price in less than 2 years, okay? Now look at the volume ramp up recently, okay? This run that we've had since late August, basically middle of August, right? This run that we've had that started about $3,350 in gold, okay? We have quality volume, folks, on the way up. Yeah, we got quality volume on the way up. Look at it. Every single week we're ramping up on the volume, right? Last week, 1.3 million shares, contracts in the gold contract. Week before, it was 1.19, 1.02, 1 point nothing, and then, yeah, since September. Okay, but big numbers. Take a look at the daily. Nope, we went to the monthly. That's even going to look more stratospheric. Take a look at the daily. This is the gold contract. It's strong, sustained numbers. Okay, technically, on that move of yesterday, you didn't break above the highs with volume because we have volume out here of 282. We broke on 272, but it's a strong, sustained volume all the way at the top here. Okay. You back up the weekly. Let's put it on the monthly and zoom in a little bit. So speaking of 10 years, here's your 10-year run where you run up to 1900. It takes us until 2014, and boom, that's the breakout. You get the run. Now, here's a couple considerations here, okay? Gold may have some more legs. It's certainly possible, okay? Here's the XAU. Okay, folks, I'm not cherry picking at all. You were at $38 in 2016. Okay, God bless those and anybody bought near those. The run really started to break out when we were at $2,000, okay? But yeah, you can make the case whether it's the COVID lows of the XAU around $80, okay? We're almost 4 times the price of where we were at those lows. We hit $62 if you're cherry picking the lows. But even if you just take, say, $75, okay, $75 was where we were in 2019. I'm going to make the point because watch this, right? We're at $75. That's kind of a nice basing low, right? We don't cherry pick the lows of 2015. These are the XAU stocks, not the metal, the mining stocks. But maybe we made a base around 75. So we're trading at 300. Well, you're 4 times the price of the XAU, right? XAU is up 300% from those lows of $75 back around 2019. So then you say, all right, well, where did we run up to on that run you had from 2000? And folks, this is not technical analysis, but this is just taking a look of the run that we've had and being aware of the hefty run that the equities have had in the XAU, and being aware of how history has shown us that sometimes these gold equities, okay, when you get a pullback in the underlying metal, whew, there's a lot factored in when you're trading at gold with $150 a gram. $150 a gram almost we're at. 4,000 an ounce. So XAU is at about $50, and you got that run up, and what happened? You had the XAU overall about quadruple in price over a period of about 6-7 years. From the lows of 2001 of about $50, you trade up to the highs of $200 in 2008. That's a quadruple in price. Okay? I'm not cherry picking the lows of 38. That's a way more than a quadruple. All right? I'm just taking you take this lower area here around $75. That's a quadruple in price. You better be aware, folks, of the pullbacks that are possible, because if you look at this 2011 right now, okay, you know, we have room to run, and the dollar is going to be under pressure. Okay, maybe we make a run up to 4,500, maybe you make it to 5,000, but if you're trading the equities, folks, okay, I want to show you real quickly what type of destruction is possible on just a very reasonable pullback. So I just showed you that the XAU quadrupled in price from that original run up that we had in 2000, okay? So there's your Fibonacci number on that acceleration. And what did you do? You pulled back about a 50% retracement of that move in gold, okay? Well, a 50% retracement in the price of gold of that move from 280 to 1800, right? Amazing move that gold had. A 50% retracement of that move, okay, which was at about 2011 to the lows of 2015, okay? 2011 to 2015. Well, from 2011, the XAU went from 225 to $38. Yeah. Folks, look at the parabolic nature of gold. Look at what's happening in the XAU and keep your spikes up. And please don't, if you have some magnificent equities, okay, be willing to take some profits if you're not going to hold them forever. And I don't encourage you to hold these equities forever. My dad used to say, you know, you buy the metal, you trade the equities, because of these types of cyclical nature, or no matter what equity you pull up, okay, and that's not true. What, geez, strong equities like Harmony, okay, the roller coaster ride. These are monthly, folks. These are years, right? Up to 19, down to 5. Up to 18, down to 5. Up to 15, down to 50 cents. Up to 7.50, down to $1.94, and up to $18. Okay? History. Oh, we're on break. I'll be right back, folks.
Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. We jump around. Gold in focus, man. $4,000. Why not? We'll spend some more time on gold. We're all thinking about gold, right? We should be. Man, you got the dollar's going to be facing pressure when we're bringing rates down. Okay, we got a Fed that's meeting 3 weeks from tomorrow. And, you take a look at some of these equities, okay? Now, each equity is their own equity, to for lack of a better term. But you take a look at Barrick. Now, I say they're their own equity, okay, because you have Barrick. Their CEO, Mark Bristow, he's stepping down. He's led that company since their merger with Randgold in 2019. I talked about it last week. My dad used to interview this guy. Great CEO, right? So the stock pulls back a little bit. We put it on the daily in terms of pulling back last week on some of that news. I think that was the day you had it happen, maybe last Monday. But touching on it in some of these equities, okay, if it was just this easy of gold, right? This is a weekly, folks. This is a weekly, okay? Barrick Gold isn't even higher from where we were to open the week of September 22nd. Gold just keeps going higher. Now, there's your acceleration, okay? I think some of these equities, you're digesting all of these gains, folks, okay? And you look at the parabolic nature of some of these. Now, you look at Alamos Gold. All right, again, you're on a weekly here. We're down by 1.8% today, right? You got all this volume that they had the week of September 15th, right? Check out this one. Okay, now a lot of that volume was on that Friday options expiration close, but you still had tremendous volume on the sell-off on September 16th. AGI right now is trading at the same price you were trading at September 15th. September 15th, gold was at 3,662 to 3,724. Right? Gold just went up $300, and some of these equities aren't going up. Okay? It's something to watch, folks. EGO, tremendous volume. Same thing, that close September 19th. That was a big day that we had yesterday, though. That's why there are certain winners and losers, as in certain equities performing a little bit better than others. So we take a look at FNV. Yeah, look at the selling we had here on October 2nd on Franco, Nevada. You hit that 1-to-1. Take a look at the weekly. That's a strong equity, man, but you just completed these 1-to-1s. And take a look at the GDX, like I was talking about the gold. Just strong volume, man. You're making a run for the 1 to 2.618 expansion near $82. Look at the sustained volume. Every single week we're pushing higher on some strong volume numbers. AEM actually breaking out of that channel line. Now, AEM, folks, I think it's an $85 billion $85 billion company, Agnico Eagle. And it's actually not comfortable with the projection in this channel line where you got to break above it. Eventually, this is going to break back to that channel line, folks. It is a heck of a channel line, okay? Strong volume up to the 160 area. But just keep in mind, because I don't think a lot of us really have calibrated to, if we get a pullback on gold, right, what's going to happen in the equities? And you look at Vista, okay? Vista's its own animal, of course. Okay, you get all that volume with the acceleration to 246. But, folks, again, that was the week of September 15th, okay? Vista's holding at 219, 220. We've been there for 4 weeks. Gold's been up $350 every single, as in since that time. A lot of these equities have seen a dramatic rise. Anglo Ashanti on fire, man. See. Eldorado Gold. Come on. There we go. Then you take a look at the HUI. It's been a heck of a run, to put it lightly. So yeah, where does it finish? No one knows right now, folks. Okay. This run though that we've had has nothing to do with the dollar since August, right? Dollar's been sitting right where it is. Since then, we've had gold trade up almost 20% since that time. And you're doing it with volume. So I'm not going to say it's going to stop yet. But what is going to happen is, folks, you are going to get a pullback, okay? And equities are going to get crushed to a certain degree because of the run that we've had up. And I don't think we've seen a run like that in a long time. And I try and remind you that it doesn't make sense, okay, that you can have gold equities trade down 80%, folks. Okay? But it happened in 2008. It happened in 2011. Okay? And you don't have to look that far, as in 2022, you went from 171 to $90. You almost got cut in half in 6 months. Okay? So be willing to protect yourself, folks. Because the equities, when you get a pullback, right, they're ramping up production. There's deals getting done. And you got the CEOs of two of the largest mining companies out there with Barrick and Newmont stepping down the same day last Monday. All right? This has been a heck of a run. You don't step down in that position if you think you're going to have a next solid 1, 2, 3 years coming up. And they may. But why not? This is the glory right here. Gold. $4,000 on a run doubling in price over the last 18 months. So keep those spikes up, folks. And yeah, nothing wrong with a little bit of exposure to some negative action. Okay? And the other thing is, people always worry, right? You get stopped out of trades. Well, where do I get back in? That's what I'm saying, folks. There's going to be opportunities to get back into this market. We haven't had one. There has not been a pullback in gold since this run that began in February. There's only been consolidations. Yes, you can call them pullbacks. Okay, gold traded from 2,800 down to 2,541 in late 2024. You traded during the tariff volatility from 3,509 down to 3,123. But folks, there's no pullback. You just doubled in price. Yeah, but you wouldn't. Yeah, anyway. You're not stepping down, folks, in the glory days when gold is just rocking higher and everyone's making more money, okay? It's not happening. They've seen these runs before, okay? You look at the charts of the XAU and the HUI on a monthly basis, and you look at, the stomachs of these gold CEOs when they were managing equities, okay? I mean, let's just pull up Barrick. How about that one? Yeah, Barrick from $55 down to $5. Right? Now, right now, you're trading at $33. And this company is a $57 billion company. Okay, dramatic runs for companies that are not small miners to the upside. And we check back in on gold this morning, $4,002. S&P's up by 4 right now. We check back in on IBM with their deal. Anthropic IBM up by 3% right now. AMD shares surging higher again, up by 5.4%. Stay tuned, folks. One more segment. Come right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We check out some of the home builders. D.R. Horton down by 3.2% on a weekly basis. You got a pullback going on, right? Look at that pullback yesterday. We were trading as high as 176. We're at 166 right now. You've gotten this acceleration early in the year, the home builders. And, what is remarkable, folks, I always talk about it in terms of, these home builders, Central Florida, you better believe that they're pushing them out. And, yeah, it's all about margins. It's all about incentives. But if you're living in Florida and you're living in Tampa, Clearwater, Pinellas, okay, very difficult to imagine what you can get out here when you're talking about Lakeland, Bartow, Florida, this development, Widmeadow South, okay, which is Bartow, Florida, and I've brought it up. But, yeah, you're talking about homes, folks, from $297,000. $297,000. Now, it's a builder-grade, smaller home, okay? There's your 3-2, okay, 5185 Orchard Oriole Loop. Okay, not familiar, but yeah, these are the types of houses. Brand new house, okay, with a garage, and you're talking about $300,000. not a lot of places that you can get. Now, I've also talked about, though, the reason why people are doing it. You're near the cities of Tampa. You're near the cities of Orlando. Lakeland is exploding itself. And traffic is becoming an ever problem because you can buy a beautiful house for barely $300,000 out here, and you got to commute to work 45 minutes to an hour on I-4. Okay? But yeah, $300,000. So these home builders, man, pushing out prices like that and people looking for quality living, but not today, man. As they continue to struggle. Down by 2.5% right now. We'll see where they go as rates are in focus with the Fed decision 3 weeks from tomorrow. All right, folks, we got to finish it up with gold. On it today, hit $4,000 for the first time, $4,003 on that gold contract. All-time highs. Hey, market, all-time highs. Gold, all-time highs right now. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Kicking your trading day off right here at TFNN. Stay tuned. Basil Chapman coming up next with the Tiger Technicians Hour. Steve Rhodes at 11. Fast Market at 12. Larry at 1. We'll be back at 3. Have a great one, folks.